Hello friends, this is Sherry from Turquoise Dreaming. How's everyone doing today? I am super excited to come back to you with the demonstration of my Sola Wood Flowers. And I will have their information linked below this video, their website and everything that you need to know in case you wanted to get some of their flowers. But yeah, they asked me to demonstrate their flowers and I thought they looked beautiful and I thought that would be fun, so I agreed to it. And so I have had a lot of fun, and there's just, anything you can do with flowers you can do with these flowers, so, and more, because you can paint them and tint them and do, get really artistic with them and make them look like real, the colors of real flowers. So, but what I did was get the what's called a beginner's kit. It was, I believe, $19.99, plus I don't know what else is added on to their tax, or I don't know if they add shipping on. But anyway, what I got was the flowers, some greenery, and I'm going to link the unboxing video below this video so you can see what all I did get when I opened the box, right? Opened the beginner's kit. So the first thing I did was take the little box. You get this little wood box with the kit. It was plain wood. It was, here's the bottom. This is what it looked like. I didn't paint the bottom. I painted it, but I didn't paint the bottom, so you could see how it started. Just plain, kind of looking like a pine box, kind of. But it is a soft wood, just FYI. It's not, I mean, it's hard, but I'll tell you why I say soft in just a second. So the first thing I did was paint. I painted all the, all the sides. This kind of, well, I didn't mean to get a color. I was looking for like a country white color. So not white, but kind of off-white. And just so it would be neutral. And then when I got the paint home, I realized it's pretty much the same color as the flowers. Hello. So that was fun. But it is, I just got this little paint bottle from Walmart. It's called Antique Parchment. Antique Parchment. What are these? 99 cents or less at Walmart, 88 cents or something like that. So anyway, first thing I did, paint the sides, and I painted the inside. You can probably see in there, it's all the same color. And then I was going to use, and I did use, my rub-ons that I had picked up at Dollar Tree. So let's see, I did this side first. No, I did this side first, and I got a couple different packs of rub-ons from Dollar Tree, and there was one with big words, and it said something like thankful and grateful and blessed and things like that in big black words. And so I tried to put that on here, and it wasn't coming out solid, you know what I mean, like a piece of the letter would break off or something like that. And maybe because this is it's wood and it's not solid like paper, it's got a grain to it. So I said, well, let me try the other side. So I tried over here with another set of rub-ons I got, and I was like, which part? This is a rub-on that has all of this on there, like in a sheet, okay? And I said, well, let me see what part do I want to use, and I put it on here, and I was like, oh, that looks beautiful just like that. I just put the whole rub-on here, like this is the bottom half of it, you know what I mean? And I just rubbed the whole bottom half of that sheet onto here, and this is how it came out. I think it is so beautiful. I love how it turned out. Just all of that together on here on this paint, and it stands out nicely. There's some flowers right there. This French words, and you can probably see there's a flower, there's carte postale, there's a postmark there, there's a little dragonfly up there. And so then I decided, okay, well, that came out so beautiful, let me do the other side the same way. So I took the top half and did it on this side, and the top half had this butterfly and je t'aime and XOXO and some more like text here. And I just thought, wow, that is so perfect. I love that. So yeah, that is a way to use those Dollar Tree rub-ons. And then I had already thought of this, and I didn't know how it was going to turn out, but Maria, my friend Maria from Maria's Miscellany, she had sent me some leather in a little piece of wet leather, you know, not huge or anything. I used a piece of it for a journal and on one of my journals on the spine and for the closure. And I still have a lot left, so I cut a strip off, and I had these upholstery tacks. These are upholstery tacks where I had made myself a bulletin board for my office at work. I had an old bulletin board, you know, just an old bulletin board with the cork and the wood frame. It's kind of like just plain Jane. And I covered it with fabric and put, actually used seam binding, you know, the plain strips, and made X's all the way up and down it. And I put it in where they crossed. It's probably, I don't know if you know what I'm explaining here, but where the, I covered it with fabric and then made crosses all the way down so that I could stick things. I could stick things in with pins, but I could also stick things under the little seam binding strips that were going across in X's. And in the middle of the X's, I put these upholstery tacks. So it was really pretty cool. I made it neutral, so it was, you know, didn't like make it like hot pink or anything. I made it a neutral color so it would blend into my office. Because I'm the only one that has a bulletin board in my office, right? I am. I'm telling you the truth. I always have to have a bulletin board in my office to throw stuff up on the wall. But anyway, I had these left over, and I cut that strip, just cut a strip that I thought would be a nice handle. And I pushed these in with here. That's the reason I was saying this is a softwood. I was able to push these in here just like that with my thumb. And now I did have to press really hard and kind of like, you know, use my full hand strength and arm strength probably. But I did get it through the little piece of leather here and the wood on both sides. And you can see that how cute that looks, right? It's a little, you know, a little box, and it actually, you can hold it by the handles if you wanted to. It's really just for decoration. But that is the box, okay? So that's what I did with the box. And let me show you, because this is kind of finished right here. So I have these jars from, actually my husband found these. He found a place on our property where somebody lived a long time ago next door. And it was a little log cabin next door. It's not there anymore, but there was a big area on our property where they apparently dumped their trash. And then so over the years, the trash, you know, disintegrated and composted, and what was left from the trash and got covered up over the years, because there's all in a, you know, forested area, this trash dumping area that we found was all covered up with leaves. So, and then, you know, all this compost and leaves covered up all that trash, and, you know, over the years. And so one day my husband was, I don't know what he was doing, but somehow he found a glass bottle. And then he said, oh, that's cool. You know, it's an old glass bottle. I mean, these are really cool, right? I think they're really cool. And so he started, you know, once in a while he'd go back there and like dig around some more. And he found at least a dozen or more, not all the same, all different kind of cool old glass bottles. So a little treasure trove there on our property. But these were two of the bottles, these brown bottles. And so I thought, you know, I had these in, I had them out in and out through the years. I've put flowers in them before, and I have about 5 or 6 of these, and I kind of lined them up in the middle of my dining room table, put flowers in them, and done different things with them. But for this project, I thought, I didn't have the burlap in there at first. I thought I would like to put these in this little box and have them sticking out, the brown part of the bottle, have it sticking out above the box, and then you have the little flowers. This is the Sola Wood Flowers right here. And then that's a little decoration, right? So that's one idea come together and finished, right? This whole thing. And I thought, well, what if I don't want to use the box sometimes? What if I just want to use these 2 little bottles, you know, cool little brown bottles? So I like them without the burlap. So, and I like them with the burlap. So I thought, well, I have options here. So I just glued, this is the Dollar Tree, also burlap right here that you can get, and it has this lace on it already. And so I just cut a piece to fit around here and hot glued it on. And so I have the option. It's not tight. It's glued together here at the back, but it's not tight. So I can take this off, and I can set it like that, you know, just with the brown, the cool brown, little brown bottle. or I can slip this burlap on there and have little burlap and lace covered. And it is tight enough to stay on there. I'm just kind of handling it so it's moving around, but you can see it's perfect because I like this little brown part of the bottle, you know, peeking out at the bottom, and I like this brown part showing at the top. So it's the perfect size for these little bottles. So I can have these without the burlap, with the burlap, without the burlap, or with the burlap in the box. Okay, so that's kind of like 3 options right there, just with these flowers. And you can see I put the flowers on these bamboo, I'm going to call them skewers, that come with this kit. And I have all of these left that I haven't used, by the way. They send you plenty of these little bamboo wood skewers. And so I have these flowers here. As you can see, I used the different flowers. There's like 5 different flowers in here. I use one of the ones with color in each one to kind of just have a little accent there in each one. So I'm going to put those to the side. I'm going to show you what else I did with the flowers. So when I started working with the flowers, I used some of this on all of them. This is Sola Wood Flower Softener. Sola Softener it's called. You get this little bottle. This is all I used, about down to there, about not even an inch down from the top, and I have all of this left. So a little bit goes a long way, I think, for me anyway on this. You I put some water in a bowl and just put a little bit of that in there, and then you dip the flower in there, and I let it soak in there for a few minutes because I wanted to be able to shape them. Like on this one, all 3 of these, I pulled the petals out and separated them a little bit. And now they're all dry and hard again. Of course, I did this last night, so of course they're all dry now. But this one I didn't separate too much. I liked the way it was, but it is nice to get it soft so you can get the little skewer in there. I mean, they are pointy, so they go in pretty easy, but sometimes some of these are pretty hard on the bottom. This is natural material, also made from different roots, which I describe in my first video. But you know, some of them are a little hard to get in, so if you use that water with the softener, it is easier. This bottom part where you stick that skewer in softens up, and you can get it in there nicely. So you can see I separated this one quite a bit. I did separate this one quite a bit, and this one here, and these I left together. I just love that, how it's wrapped like that. So on this one, let's see. Okay, let me show you this one next. We're going to finish this one together real quick. So they send you this floral foam in the kit. So this is another option for the box. So I just cut this down to fit in the box, so it fits in like this. I wanted it low enough so it wouldn't really show, you know, when you look from the side like this. Let me show you like this, since you're looking down. So you don't see the green sticking up here. And even if you tilt it like this, I can't see it unless you're right up on top of it. But we're gonna see if we can remedy that situation right now. So I have some of the greenery left here. I used some of it, and I'll show you where else I used it. But and I'm going to show you how I put the flowers on the skewers too. But for this, you know, in order to keep this video down to a certain length of time, I need to kind of do a lot ahead of time, so I can just show you what I did, and we can finish this up here. So another option for the box, I'm going to stick some greenery in here, and the greenery I think is the only thing that's probably not natural in this, as far as I know, not natural in this kit. So I'm just using my little jewelry wire cutters here I use these things for everything. They're awesome. And I got them at Walmart. And so, yeah, I'm just going to cut some greenery. And this is the last of my greenery. So I figured this is the last place I think I need it. So, as you can see, you just have to kind of be careful with this greenery because the leaves kind of fall off a little bit easy. But I'm basically just going to fill in I want to try to move it around a little bit, and I might need to, I'm probably going to cut this again here. Let's see, let me cut it here so I can use that, and then I'm going to pull these leaves off so I can stick it in. But I'm going to try to just fill in. You can see how I have the arrangement. I have these a little bit higher, this one in the middle, which I might see if I can push that down a little bit more, and then I think I might try to push this one down a little bit more too. And I'm going to do that by cutting this down because I have this, you know, it was pretty much down in there as far as it could go. So I'm going to just cut this off about 1 inch. And this is how I'm cutting them. Just so a demonstration on how I cut these. I use my wire cutters and I just kind of went like that. And they just, you know, this is also hard but yet soft enough for you to be able to cut it with wire cutters like that. So I just want to push this down a little bit more. Yeah, I think that's perfect. And then this one too. I think I'm going to do the same thing with this one. Because, you know, you can make, I can turn this around and make that the front, this block, or make this the front. So, but where these flowers are lower, I'm considering that the front. So let me cut that off 1 inch. Kind of press this together and kind of bend it like that, and your piece, my piece just went flying, but okay, so that, yeah, I feel like that's a little bit better there with those lower. So let's see, where's my, oh, here's my greenery. I'm going to try to fill in the greenery with greenery so that you don't really see this floral foam so much. That's, I want it to look like it belongs here, but yet I want to cover up this floral foam. And so I'm going to just stick some of this greenery in here as best I can and make it look like real, like it's supposed to be here next to the flower, but I'm covering up the greenery, I mean the floral foam, so that you don't notice it so much when you look at the this little flower arrangement. Okay, I like it kind of peeking out over the flowers a little bit, like maybe you would see them in nature. So that looks nice. I think we need something back here, so I'm going to pull off some more leaves here. If I can pull off a branch, I will. Like, here's a little branch. We might be able to use that. These are all leaves. That's a little branch kind of thing. And so this I'm going to stick. I found that these are a little bit hard to, like, they're not necessarily, like, there's a wire here. This can be bent, but this part is not too bendable. So I'm just kind of leaving it. You know, you can bend it a little bit. You just got to be careful that you don't pull the leaves off. See, that looks kind of natural. Okay, so I'm going to stick this back here. And also covering up, make it look kind of natural, and covering up the, there we go. There's a little extra leaf there. Okay, so that, I think that looks better already. I can, let's see, so if we hold it, let me hold it like this. I don't know if you can really see in the camera with the angle that you're having to look at, but I think you can kind of get an idea if you were looking at this and it was sitting on a table, how it would look. And you've got the little pieces of green. Now I can put more greenery in there, but I don't want to overload it with greenery. I kind of like the way it is there. Let's see if we can put these two little sprigs down here in the corner. See, I'll tell you another little tip in just a second. Let me get these pieces in here. I tried to use every little piece that I could, you know, and, you know, not be wasteful with any of the pieces. Even the little pieces I cut off the skewers, like here's one here that I cut off. So, like, it's not pointy anymore once you cut it off, but with the flowers being soft, when you put the skewer in, you can get, like I used the side that I cut off because that was actually a little sharper than that original flat side. That's the bottom of the skewer. If you have this cut off side, it's a little sharper, and I was able to get that into the flower. So a lot of these flowers, I used the cut off pieces too, and didn't throw them in the trash so that I wouldn't waste. And that's why I have all of these left, because I didn't throw any pieces away or, you know, try to, oop, a couple of my flowers fell off. That's okay. There's plenty of petals on these flowers if any of them any of the petals fall off. I'm just saying, see, a couple fell off and you don't even really know, you don't even know where they came from, right? Okay, so that is the complete box ideas for the box, and that is really pretty. I hope you could see it well enough. And I'm looking at it right now. It's just, I think it's really pretty. So the other idea I had was a jar. I wanted to do a mason jar. And this is a mason jar that I had in my kitchen. And what I did was paint the inside. Okay, so I painted it with that same paint. I just put it inside and swished it around, let it dry. And I put a piece of that floral foam. I cut it to fit in there. And then I poked some greenery and some, you know, flowers in there. And I tried to cover up, like, I don't mind the bamboo because it is a natural material and I really don't mind it at all. And you can make this shorter or taller. I just decided, since the others were, you know, the little brown bottles in the box, everything in there was a little shorter. I wanted to try something taller. So, and I put pretty much as many flowers as I could in that floral foam that's in here. I could probably stick some in the side and get more in there, but I didn't want to overload this jar either. So this is the mason jar, and I made a little band for this too, also, that slips off if I want to take it off and put something else on here or something. And so I made another, you know, burlap band, glued it together with art glitter glue, the same as the other little jars. And this, I mentioned it, I think I mentioned it in my box opening video, where I wanted to try flattening one out in case we want to use them for our journals. And this one is one I flattened out. It is one of, let me see, it is one of, I'm going to tell you which one I flattened out, just a second. Let me see if I have one here that I flattened out. Was it one of these? No, it's not one of these, because these remind me of, oh, you know what, it was a bigger version of one of these. See this right here? These had some small, there's a leaf in there, but some small and some bigger versions. This one right here with the like rounded petals. So when it was wet, you know, I put it in the Sola Wood softener. And when it was wet, I just put it on my counter and I just flattened it out. I just was like, I'm just going to see what happens. If I ruin it, I ruin it. And I didn't ruin it. It flattened out nicely. As you can see, it's still together. And then I just hot glued it right there on the band. So I thought that was a nice decoration too, for like if you have, maybe you're using something else in a jar or something, and you want to put a flower on the front like that. That is an option. You can flatten these out. And I thought maybe, you know, they could be flattened out. Some of them, I don't think they can all be flattened out, but this one can probably be flattened out too. And this one reminds me of a daffodil. It's white, but like I said, they can be painted, so you could paint this to look like a daffodil. But this one and this one probably could be flattened out pretty easily. And I was going to show you, see, this is one that I used a piece of skewer knot, and these are flowers I have left. I didn't know if I would need them for the demonstration here, so I brought all the flowers that I have left on different size skewers in case I needed them. So I have still all of these left. I did all of that I showed you, and I still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 flowers that I can do something with. And I was going to show you on this one, if I can. This one's still wet, and I did most the little brown bottles last night, and tonight I did the rest. And I did the little box last night. But see, I already poked this in here. But this little part gets soft right here, and you just poke it up in there. And a couple of them, if I felt like I was putting it into the arrangement, and if I felt like it wasn't going to stay, like most of them stayed, I just stuck the skewer in there and it stayed. For me, it was secure enough. But if I felt like it was wobbly or it looked like it was going to fall off, I just put some hot glue in the hole and then put the little skewer back in there and put it wherever I want it. So that took care of any, you know, problems like that. And I did shape some of them, like this one here, I'll show you. It's, like I said, it's still wet, and I kind of poked that too far up, but with some hot glue that I have hot glue here if I need it, but let me just show you how I shaped them. Like this one, I just pulled the little petals out like this, you know, and you know, they come kind of tight together, and if you think you want to shape it when it's wet, you just pull the little petals out, and see how pretty that is now. I mean, it was pretty before. You can leave them together, or you can shape them, and you know, like I shaped that one into a flat flower but this one I just pulled the flowers out, and I did that with a lot of these. I did that with a lot of the flowers, most of the flowers, except for this one that's real tight. I like that, and it looked like a rose, so I left it. But this one, I pulled the petals out. This one and this one, you know, I pulled the petals out and shaped them. Let me see. Let me show you one that I really, on that one that I just showed you. This one, I didn't pull the petals out too much. See how they're together on this one? See how they're together? Okay, so this is the same flower, and I just wanted this flower to fill in a bigger space here. I wanted it to fill in this space, so I made it pull the petals out more. See how they're so wide? And the other one was together. That's the same flower. And here's one of the daffodils that I really pulled out a lot, pulled the petals out a lot. And these, see this one? They come a lot tighter, and then I pulled these out so they would be, you could see the petals and see down and see the color, the brown color. And so, yeah, that's pretty much it. I really enjoyed it. I want to thank the Sola Wood Flowers for letting me, you know, asking me to demonstrate their flowers. They're, you know, absolutely beautiful. I'm very, very thankful I have these beautiful flowers in my home now. And if I get any more, I think I would like to paint them. And I have these extras. I guess I could actually experiment with these, but if they have paint that you can get the paint from them, from their website, with the flowers you order, and you have colors. You know, they have several different colors you can choose from and color coordinate to your project, whatever you're making flowers for. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed, and that was it for this Sola Wood flower demonstration. And if you'd like to you know, check it out, I will have a link, and if you would please click on my link, that lets them know, because it has my name at the end, if you'll notice. That lets them know you saw my video and you came over to their website because of me and my video, and so they know you like my demonstration. So I really appreciate that, and I will see you all in my next video. Just thank you for liking, subscribing, and commenting, and I want to thank you for the comments yesterday on my. I just had some wonderful comments on my Thrifty Thursday video. It was so fun talking to everybody, and just, you know, hearing about memories and things. And you know, when I show the old vintage things I pick up at thrift stores, it's so fun to hear you know, your memories and things. So thank you for that. Thank you for watching this video. I'll see you next time. Happy crafting.